Falcons and the Lions on Monday night.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they've got all W's on the ledger so far. A perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down now. Another run for Gibbs here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. In motion goes the tight end. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he'll be converged on quickly. Maybe gets a yard out of that. You talk about this Falcon defense. They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. On the move past the 40. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
You know, as a head coach, you can't hide everything from your team. They know that people think that they're not supposed to be on the field with them. So they designed a heck of a game plan, didn't they? Nice fast start, get out after them, and maybe let everyone know that they're here to compete.
And get this home crowd behind them early as well.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it, isn't it? Because if you can get the home crowd involved, sometimes you can ride that wave, and that gives you a little added pep.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
A man who played his college ball in Tallahassee, here's Cam Akers. And that to the 30, it'll be 2nd down. But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
They'll run on first down with Akers. And a lane slowly materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. The Falcons at 6-0. What a start to the season for them. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain there of 21 yards.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. Looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. You talk about this Lions defense. They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before.
And this is going to be intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Here's Goff. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. To throw is Goff. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
Looking to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. 77 yards. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Time for another look at this Lions offense. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that he spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
That one deep for London. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Yards there, a big one. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. He'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Goodwin. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
3rd and long always tilts to the defense. And I just remember as a player how many times it was hammered into my head. Know where the sticks are and get him down in front of it. But sometimes what happens is you worry about where that is much more than the person who has the ball. And on that play, they didn't have enough focus on him. And somehow he turned a short pass into a 1st down.
Sliding out of the pocket. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond. Not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
McGough and Williams hooking up there for Lions first. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the... as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Play action. It's Goff. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. That's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Open man right side is St. Brown. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Goff now to throw. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now Goff. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now, beginning this drive 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. Second and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a third down.
3rd and 2. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. A first carry for Tyler Algier. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. That's thrown underneath to Algier. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. On first down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They can probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Wheeler. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 19. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. A handoff, Jacobs running to the left. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Second and 6. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown! Kyle Pitts, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are able to stretch out their lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6. Goff now looks to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Black. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Goff. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. He'll look to set up his blockers. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. The Falcons offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated up. Oh, a dangerous pass there that's intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. After the interception, here's Goff. Got his man. It's Williams. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Now Goff. That's complete to the Porter. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Here's Goff. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Now a 2nd and 6. Goff throwing again. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go. Out of the gun, Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Gibbs will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Again, it's Gibbs. And this time he is in. Jahmyr Gibbs punching it in from a yard away. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-17. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Falcons going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 30. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll look to throw here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. His pass caught with the 4. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Kyle Pitts in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Dak Prescott, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, we head all the way out west to see what's happening with the LA Chargers. And things didn't go so well, as it was the visiting Raiders who come in and grab the victory. Devontae Adams, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory. Christian McCaffrey, what a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Falcons offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. It's complete to Cook. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going up top. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try to throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
So that drive spanned 5 plays, and the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Well, this is caught by Williams. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Here's a 2nd and 5. At the 32-yard line. Here's Goff. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That's good. Gibbs straight ahead. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 46, here's a 2nd and 7. In motion comes the tight end left. Now it's Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. To throw is Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Gibbs on the toss left. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Second down and 6 now.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Now gone. He finds his man complete. That's Black. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Goff now to throw. This to Laporta, right side. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Number 6 brings up 2nd and 4 at the 4-yard line.
Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Here's Goff. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
And this one is right through, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And, Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
We know his not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
It's a gain of 25 yards. And the Falcon first down.
Wait for this.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's out to the flat for Akers. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up second down. On play action, they'll throw. On the move to his left. That's complete to the tight end Warner. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Robinson. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Robinson again. And this time he is in for a Falcon touchdown. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was Bijan Robinson who took it home with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So out now come the Lions. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, a short pass here taken in by Laporta. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And St. Brown going to have the Lions first down as he'll get this up to the 39. Goff now looks to throw. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing again is Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47.
That's good for the Lions. First and 10 at the 47.
Back to throw. Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has...
Gibbs gets popped and he loses the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short. Goff throwing again. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's Goff. He finds his man complete. That's Weaver. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Lions, first down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Now Goff. He finds his man complete. It's Weaver. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
At the Falcons' 15-yard line.
Goff now looking to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Complete to Sione Barney.
Back to throw again. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield with man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. He's got it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. Desperation time for Goff on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the Falcons able to muster together a goal line stand. They begin the drive with Robinson. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, 2nd down.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that they have to punt the ball. They've done so with that first run.
And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. 3rd and 5. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Lions will take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Now it's Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Goff now to throw. He'll go right back to St. Brown. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. To throw is Goff. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Falcons force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they hope to polish things off, and what a run they are on as they try to turn a 6-game win streak into a 7-game win streak.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Escapes the sack. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this will be caught at the 30. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Falcons, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis,